Oh!
What?
Dude, I can control my audio from this thing.
What?
Oh.
That's fucking crazy.
It doesn't do anything. Wait, or just this... Oh, it's flashing now.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of JOKO'S Thoughts. This is episode number 2. Today I'm joined by cscoop, Cooper.
Well, I'm under you for me.
This was the same as last time. You said the exact same shit. Noah.
Oh my, it's right. It's right. I am over here.
Yeah?
I am over
And
here.
then, Mason's chair. Mason's chair. Say hi,
And now
please.
Mason.
Mason, wait. Mason, now in Mason's chair. Say hi, Mason. I'm introducing you.
Hi, Mason.
Excellent. All right. So today we are going to talk about. I hate you. Today we're going to talk about PAX East, Boston. Do we want to do a chronological breakdown?
Let's start at the beginning.
At the beginning. Okay. Okay.
Wait, you
Mason
were there-
would be
you
the
were
one
there
to
a
do
day
it at the
before
beginning.
us, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Mason was the first one there, so you can tell stories.
What, I got there, and then Poke and James were there, and then you got there, and then we drank, and that's all that happened that day.
That is true.
Yeah. Me, Noah, and Travis got in at fucking 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dashel had to wake up early. Or who woke up early?
I think it was Dashel.
Joko said he was going to wake up early, and then he didn't. And then
You
Dashel
texted
woke
me,
up.
and I think I had my phone in my bed, and it didn't wake me up, and I was very disappointed.
Lol.
You guys flew in at like 6 a.m., and then like I went to bed like early that night because we were drunk. And where was I? I've lost my story point. And then like you slept for like an hour, and then we were like, I was like, I'm gonna go to Target, and we like we're gonna walk to Target, and it was only a mile, but then it started raining,
yeah.
so we had to Uber
Yeah, so we got
to buy
there,
more alcohol.
and I laid down on a cot in the kitchen. I didn't sleep on the day before. I didn't sleep on the plane. We got there. I was like, I can sleep. And I slept for 45 minutes. And then Mason was like, you want to walk to Target with me? And I was like, I said, quote, and then I got out of bed and then we walked. And then we
Yeah,
went- and
because
then we
the
went to
zipper,
Target. And
it
then
was
you
the
guys-
zipper on your backpack was broken. You couldn't get your jacket
Oh
out.
yeah, I couldn't get my jacket out of my bag because the zipper was snagged, and I was like, I'm gonna cut this thing open. And I just went and I was like, I hate this backpack. I'm gonna cut it open with a knife. And then Marshall just like works his magic and just like whatever phased it out interdimensionally immediately. Like he was just like, let me see it. And then he just goes, and then it was just fixed.
Yeah.
Then now I had to go to Target because now I had access to a jacket. And then Mason's like, oh, it's a mile away. It's a mile away. And it's like cold and rainy and hilly. And it wasn't a mile away, dude. It wasn't a mile away at all, Mason, was it?
No.
How far was it? I was dead asleep while you
Yeah,
were doing this.
well, no, I was like kind of asleep. Dashel came into my room and started watching videos.
Yeah, Dashel slept in my room. I got a lot of that.
Just out here, you know. But how far was it?
How far was the
We walked for over a mile.
Target?
No, that
It
for
may have
sure.
been like a mile or 2 miles or something. I don't know.
I think it was like 3.5. And so then
I
we
swear to
moved.
God, I know it wasn't 3.5.
After we were soaked to the bone in the chilly Boston rain, I was like, I'm just calling an Uber, dude. And then we just Ubered to Target. We asked where the booze was, and they were like, we don't have booze here. And then we immediately turned around and then we
Oh.
walked booze, which was really interesting. I don't really know why they said that. That was just a flagrant lie. And then we came back. It was a great time.
Yeah.
That was a great first impression after 2 days of not sleeping, or a day and a half of not sleeping. It was a Kafka-esque wandering around in the rain. In
Boston
That's
fucking
how it
sucks,
began.
bro.
Yeah,
It
Boston does
It
suck.
really does.
It's so cold and windy. Designed by people who liked licking lead paint toys.
It's true. Lead glassware, everything.
Mhm.
Lead
Well,
cups,
heavy
baby.
metal in the brain. And then when you guys got up, what did we even do that day?
We went to PAX and we got our badges.
Yeah, we went and got our badges. And then Mr. Injured yelled at Ted.
Oh my! No, he yelled at Dashel.
Oh, he yelled at
Dashel
yeah.
bumped
Dude,
into him like or something.
yeah,
That was
the
funny.
dude
We
was
should
just
tell that.
standing still and got bumped into by this fucking cosplaying guy with like a broken arm, and he was playing it off like he had fucking like
that
it
he's
called?
gonna like shatter if somebody like
What's
breathed
what's
on
the
him.
disease where your
Glass
limbs fall
bones and
off?
paper skin.
He was playing it like he was a leper, and
Oh.
fucking, like he got hit in the arm like a tap, and was like, "Excuse me, I'm injured. I'm injured. Don't touch me." And Dash was like, "Oh, okay, dude, okay." And he's like, "Yeah." And then he walked to the exhibitor's badge and got his exhibitor badge.
Yeah,
and
he
then
like
left.
stormed off, and we are all just
He
staring at this
stormed
man
off.
like, you were a fucking nerd. Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up.
That was the exact point I decided that I would not be spending any time on the floor. And then we spent some time on the floor.
Immediately afterwards.
Yeah. We just went to the Discord booth to get free shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it smelled like shit. But I got
Smelled
some
like
stickers,
gamers.
so.
Yeah.
I like stickers. We put them on a table in our house, trying to cover the whole thing.
I've seen the sticker table. It's the one that you use for Legos.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And then after that, we walked to Shake Shack. I think that's when I truly realized how windy and cold Boston was, because I don't think I had done any. I had walked with you to the liquor store, Mason, but it wasn't super bad when we did that.
No,
but
I mean,
definitely when
that's
we
fine.
walked to Shake Shack, it was much worse, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be dealing with this for another like 5 days. This is not fun. And then we went to Shake Shack. Everybody's stomachs got fucked up. That was
Fine
nice.
for me.
I was feeling it. It was not good. And then we decided we wanted to go get weed. So,
Not 21 Milk
not
Street.
21 Milk Street. Not 21 Milk Street.
So,
I have footage from that. I have it.
Boston, I have one clip
And-
from it.
I have one clip
I have
too.
like so much stuff, but like everything's like so good, I like can't like cut through it. So like I need someone to like watch through it with me. Like I only turned the camera on when something funny was happening. Like I can't tell.
Yeah.
Uh,
What happened was we decided after seeing a bunch of sweaty gamers and having our spirits crushed by the horrible tasting Shake Shack that it was time to go get weed and forget the sorrows, and looked up dispensary. This was my bad. Okay. I looked up dispensaries, picked the closest one. It was medical. We wouldn't have been able to get any anyways.
Even
because
if we
don't
had
have a med
found
card in Boston. We don't have any Boston med cards. We only are old enough for recreational weed. So we walked around for like a good hour in circles with one of those like lead drinking moron streets that like ends, you can't see, ends and then like picks up over here. And
Yeah.
we ended up just all over the damn place, and then finally got to where it's supposed to be, and it just doesn't exist at all. And that whole time we had gone through getting hit by fucking gale force cold winds.
It was-
in the
it was
face,
ridiculously windy.
and then small periods to not get hit by wind, and then getting hit by wind again. But
like I thought I was gonna like take off and fly away if I jumped. It was
Yeah.
that windy. It was
Like a
fucked.
flying squirrel.
Yeah, it's like a flying squirrel. I was like, woo, take me away.
So we decided to go to a different dispensary that we went to last year. That was a
Other
bank.
side of Boston.
Yeah, other side of Boston completely. Took like a 25-minute Uber.
Uber guy
And-
saved us.
Yeah, Uber guy helped us out, and we waited a long ass time. Got some weed. Me and Joko went in because we were the only ones who could. I think. Yeah. And then we came back
Mason
outside
went in
with
and
the
then
weed.
was sad and then walked out.
Yeah, it was also a huge ripoff too. The shit was super expensive, and you could only buy like 2 joints per person or some shit like that, or like 1/8 per person.
Yeah, it was an eighth
That's
per
nonsense.
person.
That's nonsense. You East Coast motherfuckers.
And it was in a bank guarded by like a private military.
Yeah,
It was so
many
strange.
guards, so many guards.
Because from my perspective, the only other dispensary I'd ever been
Travis,
to was in
podcast.
podcast. It was when I was in San Diego, and we went to this one dispensary where it was like a candy shop, and there was like all the stuff in the glass, and then they had all the neon signs above that with all the shit, and then there was like this big glass window with like the hamster wheel of weed. And I was like, oh, so this is what dispensaries are like. This is awesome. This is fucking crazy. Get to Boston, it's just like a fucking prison.
Yeah, it's just.
It's like I felt like a
lock and key and
convict
shit.
for being there. It's like I'm just being sentenced. This
It
is
looks
awful.
like a place that you would be like supposed to break into in a game with how
Yeah,
many guards there
exactly.
are, like, walking on set paths and things like that. It's so ridiculous.
Gotta hit him with a silenced pistol on the way in. dude.
Yeah. Try to get a
Exactly.
fucking
It's some
ace.
like real like Disney Main Street kind of shit. Like
Weird.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
We lost Noah and Travis for a bit.
Oh yeah, you guys just.
Well,
sort
yeah,
of
where did you guys go off
vanished
to
into
while we
thin
were
air.
doing that?
Where did we go?
Was that some Travis shit? Did he just start going and you
yeah.
followed him?
So
Oh.
no, because I went in with you guys to the dispensary and then left because I couldn't smoke, and then I like went outside to go look for them, and I was just like walking around and like searching everywhere, and like you gave me his phone number, and Travis just wouldn't pick up my phone number because he didn't recognize it.
No, he probably just. I think his phone might have been dead.
No, it was on
Or
like
no,
1%
Travis-
when we.
Yeah,
it was
Travis
in
takes
1%.
his phone battery more seriously than he takes like other things. I can't think of an example. Like he will not let you take his phone off the charger until it is at 100%. Like he wants his battery life to stay tip-top shape as long as possible, which is fair, but is kind of unreasonable in certain situations.
If I was there, I don't remember it. Wherever we went, I don't remember it.
Oh, yeah,
I
you
only
were on,
remember
like,
the end of that day.
2 days of no sleep at that point.
Yeah, I was in absolute zombie
Mhm.
at this point. I was
Oh,
just,
man.
like, I was just living. I was.
Are we not
shambling.
talking? Are we not talking about the incident?
Oh,
What
we're
incident?
going
Oh,
to
well,
the
well,
incident.
The
that was the
instant.
next thing.
We're getting there.
There were
Yeah.
a few incidents though. Okay, I guess we'll get there.
But
There's
guess
only
that-
one incident.
that
No,
night
he
we
was
got
you
in
was
just
the
the
weren't
room for
there.
it, so it's
You
not
weren't
wasn't
there.
there. The people that
Okay.
were in that room.
yeah. So that night we got Italian food from Russian people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was
Actually,
mid.
it didn't kill me. It killed everyone else, but I got the most basic shit you can get, so I was safe.
Yeah, mine
wasn't
was just
clear.
like whatever. But
Russians can't cook chicken.
I walked in, and I was like, I saw they had ziti, and I was like, excellent. In my entire life, baked ziti. It's ziti. It has sauce. It has cheese. Right. It's pretty simple, baked ziti. Right. And I go up to the counter. And I'm like, yeah, just one order of baked ziti, please. They're like, what's baked ziti? And I was like, you have it there on the board. It says ziti, right? And they're like, what do you mean baked? And I'm like, is ziti prepared another way that I'm not familiar with? They're like, we do ziti parmesan. I was like, well, that's just not correct. And then so that's what I got. And that chicken was undercooked. Oh, and that had
and it was like the only thing you touched because I remember seeing it on like the table the next day or some shit.
it was almost entirely uneaten. I had like 4 bites of it probably, and then I just immediately felt horrible. And once before we went out to Korean barbecue, and I turned to Travis and I said, "Ooh, this isn't staying down tonight, right?" And I had
I
another
was
one of
with
those.
you.
Yeah, you saw this too.
It
You
didn't
were
stay
further down
down
the
for me
table,
either, dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
It didn't
fuck.
fucking stay down for me either.
And then I was just like, I had another one of those moments. I was like, this isn't staying down tonight, right? And then you guys went to bed, right? And I was just talking to, I think Travis was still awake, and like maybe like Poke and James, and we were just talking. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to bed, right? And I'm like, just like exhausted. I hadn't slept in so long. I was like, oh, I'm finally gonna go to sleep, right? And I climb up onto the top bunk, which is above you.
Yeah, which is
Right.
above me.
And I climb up onto the top bunk, and I get there, and I'm like, oh, that was dicey, right? As I climb up, little did I know what I was in for.
How did I
right?
forget the incident, bro?
Yeah.
How?
I
climbed
could
up
not
there,
forget.
And the fans at like full blast, right? So this is like a treacherous situation. I'm like ducking under the blades, right? And I finally get into bed. I'm like, oh, finally sleep, right? I'm a little dizzy. I like doze off, and then I'm immediately woken up by the fact that my stomach feels like it is just going to rupture. And I just like, I had no time to react to anything, but I was like, this is a full, a class 1 regurgitation incident, right? And so I lean over the bunk bed, and just immediately, just the floodgates are open, right? And it's like all water too. Like it's just like all liquid. And then I'm like, oh, it can't get any. And then right before I can think, it can't get any worse, I throw up again, right? And I go, oh, at least I didn't get any on me, right? And the fan is still like full blast, so I'm like trying to climb out of the bunk bed now. and I'm all like weak because I just threw up and everything, and I'm like dizzy. And I'm trying to climb down off the bunk bed. I get down. I'm like, oh hell yeah! I was like, everything's coming up now and now. I was like, I'm back on top. It can't get any worse. I didn't get any puke on me. I made it off the bunk bed without breaking a leg, right? And I'm like, okay, so there's this puddle of vomit like this, right? Here's this puddle of vomit. There's the door, and there's me over here, right? And then here's the bed on the other side. Like the puddle of vomit's in front of the bed, right? And I think I don't know if you're still asleep at this point.
Oh, no. Okay, so here's what happened from my perspective, right? When I first heard you vomit, I was like, oh shit, there was a glass of water on the ground that I must have left there, and I knocked it over. But I was like in bed, like not moving, and I was like, how did that happen? And then I heard, and then I heard another splash. I was like, oh no, he's vomiting. And then so you do it a little bit more, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna come down and clean it up. And then by this time, I realized that I had put all my shit by the side of the bed. I had put my shoes, my wallet, my keys, my phone, my PAX badge, everything by the side of the bed. And I was like, oh no. And so Noah's getting off the bed. And keep in mind, like, I had, like, retreated, like, inside because I had felt something splash the blanket by me, and I was like, oh no, I am in the splash zone, I must move. So I had retreated, and this man Noah gets off, like, pretty much okay, and then, like, stumbles and, like, falls as he's getting off, and I was like, oh god, he's gonna eat shit. And so then you're like, I think you see the puddle of vomit, and you're like, how do I get across this? So you like put one leg up on the fucking bed and try to like swing like a monkey across the shit. Okay. Realize that that's not gonna work. I want to get your perspective on that.
I didn't realize that it wasn't going to work. You're giving me too much credit right here. I did not. So here's what happened. So the bed's right here, and I'm like, to be fair, now that you just said that you retreated, that makes sense because I was like, I have a lot of room to step up on this bed for some reason. Right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, this is perfect. I put one foot up on the bed. And I grab onto the top bunk, and I'm like, okay, this is no problem. I just have to go from here all the way to over here, right? Like, that surely in my this wouldn't be difficult, right? And I'm like, I can open the door. I go out. The laundry area is right there. I can get a towel. I can clean this all up. It's like it never happened, right? And so I just jump like a gazelle, right? I felt graceful, right? And so I jumped, and I swear to you, I almost cleared it. I swear to you, I thought I was good, right? Like, I landed, like, here's the puddle, right? I landed, like, here. I landed, like, on the very edge of it, right? And so I hit it with, like, literally, like, the tip of my foot, right? And proceeded to slide. Just, like, no friction. Like, I just, like, could not gain traction with the ground at all. And I was wearing the hoodie that you're wearing right now, Coop, that we had gotten 2 days prior in the mail. I was wearing that hoodie, and this was like the first time I had worn it, and I literally just like back planted in it perfectly across the logo on the back of it.
And the entire time I was like, my shit's covered with vomit. Noah's like fallen and vomited everywhere. There's no way this could get worse. And then he eats shit in the vomit. I'm like,
yeah. I was literally just laying there on the ground, straight up like starfish on the ground, right? Like, I was like completely defeated, right? And then I was just looking up at the ceiling, and I just started to laugh. I just started to like chuckle to myself a little bit because I was like, that could not have gone any worse. I was like, wow.
Dude, that's the most Misfits thing that could possibly happen to your hoodie, though.
Where is that hoodie? I literally just wore it today. Hold on a second.
Oh, fuck's sake.
It was good, though. I washed it and it turned out fine. Your shoes, not so much, though.
No, and so that's part of what we did the next day. We went to the mall, and I got shoes. These shoes.
Noah bought him some new shoes.
Yeah.
The Stan Smiths that are Celtics colored for Boston.
Ooh.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey, look. It's vomit free.
But I do have another story. And I think this is one that only Noah and Travis were there for.
Oh no.
And I think it was that same day. So we were smoking, right? Mm-hmm. And we had all of the weed. Well, we should also say this. Like, we didn't have a grinder. So the way that we cut up all the weed was we went at it. I don't know how you guys did it the first night, but after that,
I was using a kitchen.
yeah,
knife.
it was the kitchen knife for the cutting board.
I put it on this shitty fucking gamer thing that we got from PAX East, and I just started chopping.
Yeah, so we were chopping up our weed with a fucking knife like apes, and we had it in this red Solo cup, and this was towards the end of us smoking. And it was Travis's turn to pack the bowl or some shit.
I was there.
Wait, you were there for that? Okay. Yeah. So
sad.
Travis is like trying to like get it in there, and it's just not working. And then he like snaps the cup, and then and it's like the biggest struggle ever. And he's trying so hard, and then so he reaches in there and takes some out, and he's like, "Just a peach." And we all lost our shit. He's like,
I
just
wasn't
a
there
peach.
actually. I was thinking of
It was
when.
like, oh.
I
Go
was
ahead,
thinking
go
of when we were smoking another time. That maybe it was later that night, or earlier. And we had all the weed in a red Solo cup. And then Travis went to grab it, and he fucking vaults the shit off the ledge, and it just spills all.
Oh, it
over
did
the
spill. I
fucking
remember
place.
that. Oh,
Just
fuck.
weed all over the ground.
And we also pretty much the entire time we had to like huddle like penguins when smoking on that balcony
Yeah.
because it was so fucking windy. The lighter would just blow itself out.
Dude.
Look,
Oh.
I've struggled attempting to do that in my life. I've been through cold experiences, windy experiences. I think that was the worst. I legitimately think that might have been the worst time. Like we were in that corner. We were just like so packed together, and it just kept going out over and over again. That was disgusting.
We had to like make a meat shield in order to get it to fucking
Okay.
light.
So, this is a different story. Dude, I was stressed out the whole trip because of this shit. But I was the one who signed on the Airbnb, and everyone paid me.
Oh yeah.
And so when we went outside to smoke, this fucking place was really nice on the inside, and then the exterior building and back of it and
Was, like, cracked in.
balcony.
You remember
was
the
like
crypt pit?
crackhead shit.
Yes, the
So-
crypt pit. There was an actual pit
Yeah.
to hell, and there was a stairwell that connected all like the apartments or whatever. And at the very bottom, there was just a gaping pit down into the earth.
Here's what happened. The stairs just kept going down. It was
an
weird.
actual
like, there was
pit to
ground
hell.
level, then there was like where there would have been a basement, and it was just, and the stairs just kept going. Like there was a forbidden chamber beneath that had been sealed long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That was
definitely they sacrificed someone and lopped their
100%.
head off and threw it
100%.
down into that pit and dug it down, and there's a fucking curse there. But there was the camera right outside, so
That
there
we
was,
didn't
like,
notice until like 2 days in
you
or
went-
some shit.
Yeah, so you go outside to the stairs, and the stairs just lead up to every apartment and down below for some reason. And then there's another door that leads to your personal balcony. And the camera was inside the stairwell situation, and it pointed directly at the door facing outside to the place. And all the wind hit at everywhere the camera couldn't see, and the places where there was no wind was where the camera was in full view. And before we knew there was a camera there, Travis was like, I have the strategy. And so he went inside to the stairwell, lit the bong, and then came back out and gave it to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And then we realized there was a camera there, and I was like, don't do that. Like, I don't want to get caught, because you weren't supposed to smoke,
Yeah,
obviously.
there was no smoking policy in the
Yeah,
Airbnb.
so I didn't want to fucking get kicked out of our Airbnb, and it stressed me out really bad. But, I mean, obviously it was fine, but, yeah, the strategy stops being
and then the door broke.
Oh,
and then the door broke.
So this door is all
Oh!
like, this reminded me actually. I grew up in like a really old house, right? And like this door reminded me of one of the doors in the house that I grew up in, right? Like my house is straight up from like the 1800s, right? And like the doorknob that's been there for like forever, that is like attached by like nothing but habit, right? Like this thing was just like completely wobbling. I was like, dude, this door is totally gonna break while we're here. And then one night we're out there, and I closed the door, and I just felt it. I was like, this door is not. I was like, there's no way that this door is gonna open again. I twisted it, and I was like, yep, the door is now broken. And now here we are out on the balcony. And then I was like, I have this.
Chronicles.
We're looking down, and we're like, do we jump down? Do we go in? Like, what are we gonna do? I was like, we're going through the window. And so we lift the screen up, and I'm like banging on the window to get like Poke or somebody. Whoever.
Oh yeah, did like Poke come over and he like came over and then left?
Yeah, like Poke came over and he looked from the inside of the door.
And we're all sitting out there like, why is he leaving? Let us out, please.
And then finally we get through the window, and I'm all like, oh my god, that's tremendous, and that just worked. And I close the door, or I close the window, and it just snaps the bottom blind in half.
Yeah, it broke the blinds.
Like, that was like the door broke, now the blinds are broken.
I have the video of me carrying the Four Loko back, like very clearly showing that I'm going through a window. And then Poke and James are sitting on the couch.
Oh, that was so funny. They're all posted up on the couch.
Goofy ass look. And then Noah walks over and takes the Four Loko from me before I can get out of the window.
It was like the council was sitting there judging us as we came back through the window. It was hilarious. This is some good shit. I'm trying to think. After that, what did we do on the second day? What was the second day?
That was the second day.
Oh, third day,
yeah,
then,
that
technically.
Was the second day. Yeah. Is that when we got didn't we like go to a mall or something?
Oh yeah, okay, so second day we went to a skate park.
That's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, we went to the skate park, and I filmed Cooper doing stuff for like what? Probably a bit over an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I lasted in that weather, bro.
I was fucking freezing. Like, I could barely even film you because I had to have my fingies out of my gloves in order to, like, film. Yeah, and dude, every single time I did that, I was like, I cannot feel.
My fucking phone drained its battery so fast because it was so cold, and it also, like, had a fatal error halfway through filming it.
It fucking crashed on me, and I was like, what the fuck just happened? And it was right next to set the scene, this is not like a normal skate park, especially if, like, I guess you were to live on the West Coast. This is underneath like a highway, a suspended highway. Or two.
It was like an under the bridge kind of.
Yeah, and it was right next to Boston sand and gravel. So the entire time there was just like bang, like all sorts of like gravel and sand being poured out all over the place. And gale force winds somehow were still managing to get through.
Sorry for typing. I was just logging into my Airbnb account to make sure I didn't get a fucking fine for breaking the blinds and the door. No, I didn't. No, I didn't get shit.
I'm very surprised.
I was prepared to pay that.
Yeah, I was too, honestly.
The no smoking thing, like
another Airbnb.
The door is now broken.
You're not allowed to do shit anymore.
The door is broken, and they're gonna look for when the door broke, and they're gonna be scrubbing through those days.
Dude, it's their fucking fault. That was the worst door. I'm sure
they let us stay there.
It's probably a mutual thing. It's like, okay, we gave you a broken door, you broke the door. It's whatever. It's how it goes. We're in Boston. We're already dealing with enough shit.
Yeah, because the door was super fucked in the first place. It wasn't like it just randomly broke. It was like the knob was just one of those ones that almost like infinitely turned, and it's like you had to turn it all the way one way like a million times in order to get it to open. And it just broke. Nothing you could do about that, really. But yeah, then we went to the mall. We went to we ate food. Mason was not happy about his wings.
No, those wings sucked.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have got wings. I think I called it. I just said that the wings were going to be shit. Oh, and then we got fucking... Wait,
shoes.
What did we do after that?
I got my shoes.
We got shoes. We waited outside for an Uber. And then we fucking... Did we go
no, we skated on... you skated on the ice. There will be clips of that.
Oh, yeah, I skated on the ice. Because why not? Fuck it.
Mason, do you remember when you called him and you're like, Noah fell in the river?
Oh yes, dude! I was filming Cooper, and Mason just calls me, and I was like, "What the fuck is he calling me about?" I assumed it was you were like gonna yell at me to like get over there because we had been out there too long, and so I pick it up, and he's like, "Joko, Noah's fallen in the river, and he hasn't come back out." And I was sitting there like I was so cold, my mind was just completely numb, and I was just like, what are you talking about? I have no... I don't understand. He's like, no, he's fallen in the river. What do I do? Please, what do I do? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, that was great. After that, what
did we do anything that day other than that? Like,
did we see...
I don't really remember.
Did we see Misfits?
I think we went to the French place with Ted.
We went to the
Yeah.
French place with Ted.
Yeah.
But didn't
That place is alright.
did we not go to their place afterwards? That
We
night?
did.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, we did. That
Was
was
that
the
when a
edibles
bunch of
night.
people showed up?
Yeah.
That
That was
freaks me
when-
out because I wasn't expecting all those people to show up, and then I got very high before all the people
Same.
showed up, and I was like, I was not expecting this.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be a night where we just like hung out.
Yeah, I
on
was
the
expecting
couch
it to be
with,
chill, so I was like,
Swagger
okay,
and
fuck
Fitz and Toby and them,
hmm
and just take edibles and fucking talk. And then like 50 people show up in a hotel room. To be fair, it was like one of those presidential suites because it's the Misfits, but
Mhm.
like it still was pretty cramped. Like Raj from the Raj Slur showed up.
hmm
Fuck, what else? A lot of people showed up.
Like
basically,
Smitty and
it was-
Kryos and them.
Smitty and Kryos, yeah.
hmm And like Ted and Kate's group of people.
hmm
I think maybe along with some
But
other
Ted
people,
didn't
but it was
show
like a
up.
shit ton of people.
Ted stayed back with Maddie to have some alone time.
Oh yeah, I
But-
remember that. Yeah.
We kind of skipped over the dinner. We went to
We
this
did.
like fancily lit steakhouse that, if anyone knows who Moses is, Ted's friend,
hmm
he's a very specific type of individual. And this is like very much the type of shit you'd expect to go to with him. So, yeah, it was like a restaurant with all French names for everything. And we just got some steak and
Yeah, we got the steak frites.
the steak frites.
Steak frites.
And it looked undercooked, but it was good.
Yeah.
Wasn't great, but it was good.
I feel like
And then we went
it
to
was
there.
mid for fancy food.
It was mid.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth being fancy food.
But then Travis did come through for the whole squad, so shout out
Travis
Travis.
did come through for the whole squad. He
Shout
paid
out
for the
Travis.
whole dinner. What an
Mhm.
absolute legend. Fucking G shit right there.
Logan.
Logan,
We just
Logan's
got
in
fucking
chat and he's
high
just
in
like,
the-
yo, who high right now?
Hey, Logan.
They're high right now.
Anyways. Yeah, so and then that same night Ryan P ordered like all this room service shit. And I think that's the
Oh,
first
yeah.
time I'd ever seen room service in a hotel.
Wait, did he order room service? I remember it just being we
Oh.
went to the
No, he
little.
did.
Fuck, I was really high that night. I don't
no,
remember.
there was
No, you remember
there
the
was-
cookies.
I
You
remember.
Yeah, the cookies. There were
I
cookies.
remember.
I remember now. Yeah, I was actually literally so high I forgot till you reminded me of the cookies because those were good.
Mm-hmm.
But he came up with like 2 of those carts that they use in like comedy movies to hide in when they're in a restaurant trying to do some
Mhm.
sneaky shit.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
all like the
all
fucking
of them
spy
had, like,
movies.
Yeah, like fucking 4 trays on each of them stacked on top of each other and shit.
Mhm.
And just full of food. And it was fucking hype. The cookies were so good. Everything else
Mhm.
was mid, but I didn't pay for
But
it.
I was
so
I was
fuck it.
high, so I didn't care. Everything tastes good.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Actually, as I am high in more food situations, I've realized that it's less just everything tastes good at this point. Like I can tell when something's not good.
I feel that
I
there's
think
some
I'm
things
past
that
the
take.
honeymoon period.
Have you noticed that like things just like some things that you really like when you're not high, and then you'll eat them while you're high, and you're like, this tastes completely different, and I'm not sure if I like this more.
Yeah.
Have
no,
you gotten that?
happens.
Yeah, I've gotten that before.
I think it's because the preconception is different.
hmm
It's always just like I'm like, oh, that's just too much, dude. You know what I mean? Like, there's even sometimes. This is controversial. This is controversial right here.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Oreos.
Oreos
much.
are better high.
No. What? No. For me, I'm just like, I go, oh, that's too much. When I'm normal, I can clear a sleeve. I can clear a sleeve of Oreos easy.
I
But
can
in that
clear a
state,
sleeve
I'm like,
either
oh,
way.
this is too much. This is too much for me. Too much sugar.
You know what's different for me? California burritos taste worse high for me.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
I've just got that notion. You know what I mean?
I want another
Because
California
I've been eating
burrito.
California burritos since I've been fucking able to talk. So
That makes
that's how it goes. You just gotta eat it sober,
hmm
or you gotta eat it for the first time high. I don't know. Fuck it. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, do you remember that night too? There was like that little side room, and it had like a sink in it, and then we just started referring to it
Oh,
as like
yeah.
the watering hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
water
turned into like an actual get together in that room where like people diverge into packs. You know, if
Mhm.
you've ever been to a party or a house party or something like that. Yeah, California burritos always hit, but they're better sober. Anyways, we were in our own little pack and very high, so it was time to find water. And there were no bottled waters. Everyone had drinking all the like ones that cost $25 in the mini fridge. And
Mhm.
so we like found a place in the giant hotel room that had cups and like a sink and just fucking sat in this tiny sink room that seemed like a butler's quarters or something.
Yeah, it really
and just
was.
drank water like for a long fucking time. Just chatting. It's a good time.
Yeah. I don't
Water
remember
out
how
of
we got
wine
home.
glasses. Yeah.
Don't remember it
Water
at
out of
all.
wine glasses. We just Ubered home.
I think I remember seeing iNotorious in the lobby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On
we
the way
came
out,
down. It was iNotorious
Mhm.
just sitting there by the elevators, and I was like, ah, there he is. First time seeing him.
There he is.
Okay, so next day, what do we do that day?
Was that the day that we went to
Aquarium,
the
right?
convention?
no,
or-
Aquarium
yeah.
was last day.
Oh,
Yeah.
day before. Well,
Well, day before was PAX East meetup, but was there
Yeah,
another
it's
day in between
convention
all
ball.
that?
there was that was the day we went to the Barking Crab. That's for sure.
Okay,
But
well,
I don't remember what happened earlier in the day. I think
Misfits
we
meetup.
had a late start, huh?
Mm.
Yeah, Misfits meetup. That what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. We woke up late and we went to the convention to like walk around and meet people that wanted to meet us, and did that for a little bit, and then we were told that there was a Misfits meetup by their Twitter last minute, and then walked over and saw a big amalgamation of people in the middle of the hall. But props to the PAX staff because they set up like they were fucking prepared. They were like, "Oh, everyone in here," and there was like a wall where we could stand, and then like an impromptu line that we just fucking went right into and stood against a wall and met people that knew us and got walked past by Misfits fans that had no idea who we were.
Yeah.
Not a single inkling, not a clue. But yeah, we spent like 3 hours doing that probably.
It,
Like
it
a
was a
long
long
time.
time. It was
Yeah.
like running the gauntlet. I just thought it was funny that they had told them, "Oh no, you don't need a room. You're not going to cause disruption."
Mhm.
Fucking mobbed, and then they had a whole room set up for it anyways. So it was like, why not just give them the room? But still, it worked out. But then after all that was over, oh, remember, I'm gonna say this because Pug Lover is in chat. You remember Pug Lover, who had the dog
Mhm.
named Cooper?
Mhm.
That was cool.
High fived.
High five the dog. Oh, that was awesome. But yeah, got to meet a bunch of people. Very cool. And then afterwards, some person kicked out like half of us.
Yeah, so this was a
That were
miscommunication. This is
the
where
non-important
PAX staff went
people
back
got
to
kicked
being
out.
dog shit morons, right? So someone on the Misfits staff team said, listen, all these people against the wall, we need them to be escorted out so that they don't get stopped on the way out. And so they interpreted that as we take the Misfits out and we kick everyone else against the wall out into the fray, right? And so they fucking did that. And so we had to like frantically text everyone to get their own Ubers and shit. It was such a mess. But we got
We walked.
they walked. Like Mason and Joko. Were you
We were with, I think it was Dashel, Eric, Mason, and I.
Yeah. So the rest of us got escorted through the back alleyways of the convention center out to a hotel. And we all ended up at the suite hotel again.
Mm-hmm.
And spent a little bit of time there. And then they went to a business dinner, the Misfits, and we went to the Barking Crab. And that was interesting. And Ted and Maddie went to the business dinner too because they had pre-planned that or something. So it was
Barking
just
crab.
yeah.
Barking
So it was
Crab.
just me, Poke, Jameski, Joko, Mason, and to be
Eric,
honest, I was high again
Dashel.
because of the stizzy. I forget the rest.
Eric and Dashel were there.
Dashel, Eric. Okay. And then, yeah, we had some fucking trouble with figuring out how to get a table because it was going to be like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dashel wanted to see a suitcase store. And so we went we went to this fucking suitcase store and bothered the employees till the literal minute they were supposed to be off their shift, and then left.
Yeah.
And went back and got a smaller table.
Mason saved us. He went back in and was like, "Can we get 2 tables of 4? How long will that take?" They were like, "What? An hour?" Is that what they said?
Yeah, no, because we went in and we were like initially like 17, and then because Kate and company, and then we were like 10, and then it was still 2 hours. Yeah, it was still 2 hours regardless. So I left. I was still hungry because we hadn't eaten anything all day. And I said I was going to go to McDonald's, and I just went around and like sat on a bench, and I had a brain blast. I was like, if I go back in there and I'm like 2 tables of 4, and I did
What
that.
if we cut it in half? What if we
And
split like an amoeba?
It cut the wait time to 1 hour. And when I came back out of the Barking Crab, everyone was gone, and they had left me.
Mm-hmm.
We were just around the corner at a suitcase store, bothering employees. We went right back. And then we waited, and then we went, and mostly, okay, fuck you, Ted, because you told us to go to this place for good fish and chips, which was all I wanted on the East Coast. Fish and chips on the East Coast hits different. And so we went there looking for good East Coast, and it was mid to me. And to everyone else, it was below mid.
I paid $22 for 7 shrimp.
I've got something to say. Listen, I've got something to say about the Barking Crab. It fucking sucks, okay? It fucking... Dude, I just had fish and chips tonight, by the way. Anyway, the Barking Crab, legitimately, of all the fish and chips I've eaten in my life, which is a lot. I'm from New Jersey. I've eaten a lot of fish and chips in my life. The Barking Crab is literally top 3 worst fish and chips I've ever had in my entire life. It was like 1 piece of fish. It was like the breading was just like basically not even there. I was like, wow, white fish on freezer fries. Incredible. But it gets worse. Wait, it gets worse. All right, so I go to the bathroom at the Barking Crab. We've been walking around for like 2 hours, and I was like, I really have to pee. I was like, oh my God, I really have to pee. And so we finally get into the Barking Crab, and I walk up, and I'm like, oh, the bathroom's right next to the kitchen. That's a little weird, right? And so that was my first observation. And I go back there, and it's got weird like fisherman iconography everywhere, where it's like I don't know, it probably says like avast or something like that. So I open the door to the bathroom. I kid you not. I open the door to this bathroom. It's frankly been, the meetup is great. After that, frankly, a miserable day. I open the door to the bathroom, and I'm like, my one refuge, right? And there are no dividers between anything, anywhere, right? And I'm just like, well, that's striking. And then immediately, right as I thought that, a dude turns around, and I just get full frontal. And I go, well, that's striking. And that was the Barking Crab. That was the Barking Crab. Fuck you, Ted. That was legitimately one of the worst restaurant experiences I've ever had in my entire life. I'm not kidding.
It was absolute misery.
So much.
We missed out on a fucking Ryan P in rare form to go to the Barking Crab. We walked around in the fucking cold for like an hour and a half, went all the way to the convention. Mason and I got split up from you two guys, or from the rest of the people. And we were just wandering around trying to meet up with you. I called Cooper like 3 times or some shit. Apparently there are 2 sky bridges in the fucking thing instead of just 1. So we were on the wrong sky bridge trying to find each other. And then Mason had called. That. Okay, I'll let you tell it. Go ahead.
Let me tell this. Okay, so I got the reservation done. I get out of the Barking Crab. I pull up my phone because no one's around. They're like, we didn't know what you were doing, so we left you, which was so nice that I went back into the lower for an hour, and then everyone left me.
I totally forgot we did that.
We went to that suitcase store. Sorry. We went to that suitcase store. And then we just like walked around. We went to CVS, and it was at this point that I was talking to Joko, and I was like, "We're gonna be so far away that we won't make it back in time to get this reservation." And it was at that point you guys were like, "We're gonna go to the convention center and get the board that."
I forgot the skateboard that a fan gave to me.
Do you have it in your room right now?
Because
Is it behind you? I don't
Yeah.
see. Oh
You
wait.
can
Oh,
see
it's
the tip
peeking
of the
out.
water.
Okay, I didn't see it. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Which could have not been an issue, but for some reason Dashel had these straps on his backpack that was made for like carrying a board. So instead of giving the board to me and putting it in my backpack, we had Dashel, who like now had a waist of like 4 feet.
A wingspan.
He had a
wingspan.
wingspan.
So at that point, Dashel was like, "Let's take it to the media room. We can take it to the media room." And then we ended up leaving it in the media room, and that's why we had to come back to the convention to get it.
Mhm.
But like you guys were like sprinting, and I was like, "Why are we sprinting? We're just gonna have to come back this way." So we just walked and then lost you guys completely.
Mm-hmm.
And
And then you got the
I
text
got
where
the
it was
text.
like, yeah.
I got the text and it said you have like 15 minutes, and it's a 15-minute walk or like a 15-minute drive or something. It was 5 or 15.
It was
So,
5.
like,
It was
yeah.
really close.
Yeah, but so like we like chased down our Lyft driver, and
Yeah, we
get
like
yelled at by
ran
PAX
through
staff.
like multiple lanes of traffic and like the pickup
There was no
rideshare thing.
traffic.
There was, but some asshole fucking yelled at us like, "Get on the fucking road!" It's like we're going to our fucking rideshare, which is what this fucking thing is for. You moron! Stop yelling! Holy shit, that pissed me off.
because he was about to take a left turn, or was going to try to take a left turn to pick us up, and he couldn't have taken it there. So like, because they blocked it off for PAX,
Mhm.
so like I like saved it right there, or we would have been late. And like we got
Yeah.
there like with like a minute. Well, not that it would have mattered. I'm sure they would have kept it for us for like a little bit after, but. And then I ordered like a 40-ounce.
Yeah, just a
It
massive.
was
bowl
supposed to be like a
drink.
picture
bowl
of
of
whatever, but it
martini or
was
whatever,
like
Yeah.
margarita or whatever it was.
We
there's a
hadn't
picture
eaten
on my
all day.
second
Cocktail.
Instagram of it. It's
Yeah,
solid picture.
it was like I think it was like $40 or something stupid.
Yeah, it was like a $30 thing, and it was like
Yeah,
what,
I think it was 40
60%
ounces
ice.
for $30. Yeah, no, it was like completely ice.
Mm-hmm.
But like it worked because we hadn't eaten anything
Mm-hmm.
for me.
It was still a total ripoff. Even the
Mhm.
fucking
yeah.
mixed drinks were ripoffs at the Barking
Yeah.
Crab. That entire establishment can sink into the bay. Fucking after that, we had, or at least whoever was in my Uber, we had the most confident driver of all time. It was fantastic. The man just decided that all laws of the road did not apply to him, and he had fucking like underground SoundCloud rap blaring, and he was just going, and I was fucking like, this is perfect. This is the Uber you want. He got us.
Drift king.
He got us to our apartment like probably 15 minutes faster than most other Ubers. That is exactly what you want.
It's
It
true.
was
You
a
know
big dub.
That's why you get the points. Higher rated drivers disobey the rules of the road.
If you ever get an Uber in LA, you will know what I mean. They all disobey the rules of the road.
I just remember
That's so good.
texting Travis at some point. Like, I had just gotten Travis's number for the first time. It was like the first thing I texted him was, "You made the right choice." Like, as we were walking through the cold
Yeah.
to the convention, I was like, "You made the right choice not coming with us." Oh, you
Matt
made the right choice.
Notorious wasn't up to going to dinner with the business meeting, and so Travis slipped in and took his spot.
Mm-hmm.
And he witnessed Ryan P., our manager, get just absolutely blasphemously shit-faced to the point where he was out in the Boston cold past midnight with his shirt off yelling. And
Hot
I
apple
really
cider.
bumped him.
Hot apple cider.
oh yeah, and then he went to the place, the lobby of the hotel they were in, where they had hot apple cider that was only refilled in the morning, and just screaming at the man behind the counter for hot apple cider, pleading, making a case for himself, drunk as shit, just wanting.
please.
Please.
I wasn't there, but this is just what I'm
Hot apple
assuming.
cider.
Manuel.
Manuel, give me my hot apple cider, please.
It was blessed. But
Love that man.
yeah, we weren't there for
Yeah,
that,
we were not
unfortunately.
there. I assume this is what it sounded like. This is
Yeah.
this is like when they say when they have like in like a reenactment, it's like dramatization.
Yeah.
Please, spare apple cider, sir. So good. So then the next night, what did we do? Take it away,
That was
Mason.
like the last full day, I thought.
Was it the aquarium?
So that was the aquarium.
Yeah.
yeah.
We met
So
up
then
with
we
Dave
went-
and Angie.
Yeah, we met up with Dave and Angie. We went to, I don't know what the place was called, Granary Grill?
Oh yeah, the Grand
Yeah.
Tavern
God
or
bless.
something
Granary Tavern.
like that.
The Granary Tavern next to the aquarium has actual fish and chips in Boston.
It is food
But
that's not
we're
shit.
we're missing the night before
Yeah, to go
that.
back.
That night, I don't remember what it was. It was that may have been the Four Loco night.
Yeah, that
I
was
don't
the
remember.
Four Loko night. That was
Yeah.
the Four Loko night.
So we were
I
up
went
at
to
like 4 a.m. We were up so early. It was just me, Joko, and Noah in the living room. We were watching Always Sunny.
Yeah.
And like I ordered pizza because I was like hungry, and like the pizza never came. Like the Grubhub order like was fucked up. Like they weren't even open, but like it took it. So then you ordered McDonald's.
Oh no, I didn't order McDonald's. Here's what happened. I thought back to the barking crab, and I thought of the full frontal nudity I was forced to endure earlier in that day, and what I had been through, and the fact that we could have gone to a Ryan P dinner. Instead, we went to the barking crab, and I said, "Avast!" And so I ordered a 40-piece chicken McNuggets.
Getting the Macca's.
And I ate like out of those 40, I probably ate like 9. But honestly, it was the thought that counted.
That's
Um,
true. That's true.
And then we just went to bed. And it was
No.
really anticlimactic.
No, remember the
there's
driver.
more. The driver. The woman, she sat
Oh!
outside of McDonald's
Vinny,
for like
Vinny,
40
Vinny.
minutes.
Yes.
She sat outside of McDonald's for like 40
Yes.
minutes. And then like I go downstairs to like get the order from her, and like I don't know if she just didn't speak English or like, didn't care. I told her thank you, and all she said was "Veni Vidi Vici," which is Latin for "I came, I saw, I conquered," and that was
40
it.
minutes. 40
That's when you know you're
nuggets.
having
I
a
did the
fucking rough
The
night.
calculation.
only things
That's a minute a
she
nugget.
said to me.
Oh my god. I heard about that the next day. That was funny as shit.
They
Vinny,
were
Vinny,
assembling
Vici.
those nuggets one at a time.
Yep.
They were weird. They were weird shapes, man.
1 minute at a
They weren't the
time.
normal cuts.
Fucked up nugs, bro.
Then what was the next? That
They're
was
out
the-
of whack. What?
Then after that, that was the aquarium, right? That was
Yeah, that was the Granary Grill Tavern or whatever.
that makes sense.
And then I have like this entire like this whole walk between that tavern and the aquarium is on camera, and I watched it the other night. There's like this little like stupid face on a street sign, and Travis was like, "That's you," and kept telling me that's you, and said it looked like a Josh drawing.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna
I
recite
think it
everything.
did.
Yeah, do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. It looked like Josh had come to Boston and fucking drawn a face on a
I
fucking sign.
drawn. Yeah.
It was very strange. But yeah, we went to the aquarium. We saw, I guess, not to spoil anybody's, I'm sure some of us are making videos on it, but like not to spoil too much, but penguins having sex, penguins projectile shitting.
Ooh, were they? Were they?
I legit saw the most violent diarrhea I will ever see in my life come out of a penguin.
You know, I have
It
I
straight
have
up
this.
like had an arc. Like it would be like
Yeah, it was
Like, it was just-
ridiculous.
And a
You could like
fan
kill
spread.
somebody with that.
I have this clip of Travis, like the two penguins fucking, and then it pans over to Travis, and he's like right next to me, and he goes, "They're leaking."
Yes, he said they're leaking.
And this girl next to us is like in tears. And this family, the family on the other side is disgusted.
Holy fuck.
And we saw sea lions.
It's
Yeah.
a mighty like
Liam-
tiger. Wait, what does he
Liam
say?
at the
That's a
zoo.
mighty big tiger. What does he say?
Saw big shrimping.
Yeah, sea lion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Mason called Big Shrimp in a sea lion. That was BM as fuck.
Travis just yelled that. Oh my god. That, all those people, not a peep out of that. He goes, "That's a mighty big tiger!" Right in like this crowd of people before this happened, and literally not a peep. Like everyone's just like, they were like, "He just said that."
I mean, it doesn't help that half of them were like Chinese tourists that didn't know what he said.
it was just that reaction made it even funnier. People
Yeah,
reacted.
it
They were
really
just like,
did.
And
Like,
yeah.
that's not a tiger.
This man
I
Logan
remember-
just asked if we saw bears at the aquarium.
Sea bears.
No, they had circles around it, bro.
The containment field.
Oh, that's a mighty big toy guy. That's what it was. That's
But
what it
I
was.
went to go take a piss when we were leaving, and I came back, and it was like Travis and Swagger were on FaceTime with each
Oh, that was so
Oh,
fucking
that was
great.
Oh my
so fucking
God.
funny.
other. what did Swagger say?
He
was like,
he said something like, "Hey, sport, how's the aquarium?"
He's like, hey, buddy, you see any good things at the aquarium today? It's like, it sounded like a pop.
No, it was like Swags was his fucking chaperone, and Travis was the kid who sits at the front of the bus on the way back from the field trip, just telling him all about it. It's so fucking funny. I filmed it.
You did?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did. I
that's
remember
how-
you filming the
that's how
entire
it
thing, and I
did
think
my
Travis was completely oblivious.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so good. That's pretty much it.
Was that? Yeah, I think so.
We went back.
That was the night that the door broke.
Yeah, that was.
Was
and
it?
we were
What a great way to cap off the
smoking
trip.
out of fucking.
No, it was the night before. It was
No,
Yeah, it was the night before.
Oh,
we
yeah,
had
yeah,
that. That
'cause-
was the
we
lasting
had
issue.
to enter the smoke zone through the window and then come back. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You're right.
It
You're
was
right.
that night with the. Can we talk about that?
What? Where you lost your fucking
The
mind?
posters? No, the posters.
Oh, the posters.
Oh yeah, sure we can. So,
Yeah.
the U2's people sent the posters for me, Travis, and Ted to sign while we were in Boston, which wasn't happening. We were there for 4 days and doing shit every day. So me and Travis only got one box done, and Ted
Out
didn't
of
do
like
any.
9 or 10.
Yeah, and there were probably 6 boxes, like 4,000 total, and so we had to figure out what the hell to do with the other boxes because the Omnia people just came, grabbed one, and left, and with all the other boxes in our Airbnb. And so we went out on the balcony, and I was like, surely this divot behind our thing is full of dirt and not concrete because it looked like dirt. And so I was going to throw them down just for fun and land in dirt so nothing would happen. And we hadn't double checked that it was dirt and not rubble shaped like dirt. And so I threw it, and the box explodes with all the posters flying everywhere. And so I had to go down and clean the shit up. And then I pulled a trash can out, like one of the outside trash cans that they pick up, and threw one of the boxes, and it landed dead smack in the middle of the trash can, and it didn't fall over or fall out or anything. It was fucking sick. And the rest of them we just carried down and threw out.
All of this, yeah.
So-
and it's just like while people
If
are like
you
climbing
want to go to
in
the
and out of
dump in
window.
Boston, there's like 4,000 unsigned U2's posters.
I got one of them. I have one hanging up on my wall,
Hmm.
and it's signed by only you across every single one of the slots where people were supposed to sign. And it's like dirty, and there's a hole punched in it from where it was in my suitcase on the way back, and it got fucked up. So that is the only surviving one from Boston that got saved that isn't going to be an official one.
No, I didn't throw any of the signed ones anywhere. No one's getting a dirty poster.
Yeah.
Although one of them has a little tear in it, and I wrote on the back, "Sorry about the tear."
It's the rare one.
Because we went to LA to hang out with the Misfits right after, because they have to fly out of LA to get back to Melbourne, and so we all just like everyone who was there signed a fuckload of posters. I just got fucking high and gunned them out. I finished first. I am the winner. Signed 3,000 posters. First.
That's a lot of
I'm the
posters.
best.
It's just
Yeah.
a line.
They haven't shipped out yet because more people need to sign them. Charlie hasn't signed any because he was not.
Able to.
Yeah, he wasn't at either trip.
Yeah.
He was hanging out with his GF. But they will be shipped out. But if anyone here manages to get that one single ripped poster that I apologized for on the back, tweet it at me.
I'm gonna cry if it's me. Yeah, that last night we went to, it was Koi. It was like I guess it was like a Japanese place. But it was Koi spelled
yeah.
K-O-Y instead of
Oh,
koi
I
like
totally
the fish.
forgot about this. What the
I
fuck?
totally forgot
Yeah,
about
and
that too. Right until
You forgot
started
about the
talking.
karaoke, bro?
No, I didn't forget about that, but I forgot about the restaurant. I don't know where I thought that happened, but now that you said that, it makes so much more sense. That was just in there as something that happened at some point.
Yeah, and as per usual, at all these Misfits dinners, I got sat next to Swagger. I don't know how that happens every single time. I always sit next to it. It's a great time.
So many great stories at that end of the table, though.
Yeah.
Raj
And
figuring out he was gay. That shit's so fucking funny.
Yes, that was so funny. Which
Oh my
I don't think
God.
we can even repeat any of that, but it was really
Oh no,
funny.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
But it was funny. Dude, Raj is such a cool guy to hang out with. We hung out with him more in LA. He's a very
Oh,
nice
did you?
guy.
I didn't really get to talk to him.
Huge fan of hanging out with that man.
But yeah, that dinner was
we
good
had
and
a good
people did
dinner.
karaoke.
We just chatted, and then karaoke started. We didn't even know it was karaoke night nor a karaoke place.
Oh, because originally they set up these big fucking speakers that were like
that
right
sucked.
behind. It was either like you or Noah or somebody.
Right behind my head.
Yeah, it was like right behind you.
And Noah's
your
head. We were
heads.
like,
yeah.
we were on
And then
the
it just
ankles
started
of the table.
blasting music. I was just
Yeah.
like.
We just couldn't talk to anyone. Couldn't talk to anyone at all.
But then we realized it was for karaoke. And then people went up and did karaoke. It was Zuckles, McCreamy did it twice. Ted went up. Mason went up.
Fitz went up, I think, too.
Fitz went up with
and
Raj.
Raj did a
Raj.
duet, and Mason and McCreamy did a duet.
Mm-hmm.
And McCreamy went up first. Jay went up first, very first. And their duet was funny as shit. They played like some hype fucking Eurobeat shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was so great. But that was a great night.
Yeah.
And then that was like the end of the trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But was it? For me?
Oh, but
Ah.
What happened to you?
I was
Hear the
very
story.
done with Boston at this point. Like, I had fun hanging out with everybody. It was a great time. But I did not want to be in Boston anymore. Back then, it was like one of the
neither.
only places that really had coronavirus in the US. And I was like, I don't want to be here. I'd rather just leave. So we get to the airport at what, like maybe 12?
yeah, around that.
And my flight was at 2:40. Sat in that airport, got on the plane for about, well, I was also with Quite. And so we both get on the plane, and we sit on there for like maybe 20 minutes, and then they're like, get off the plane. And I was like, oh fuck.
You
What does
hate
this
to
mean?
fucking
What does
hear
this
it.
mean? We get off the plane. We don't really hear anything. They're like, there's a problem with the plane. It's going to be 30 minutes to 2 hours. And I was like, my stay in hell has been extended. This is great. I'm having so much fun. And that happened not once, but I'm pretty sure twice before they even told us what the problem with the plane was. Apparently there is a problem with the sensors on the flaps where it's like 3 of them are reading the same thing, but 1 was reading something different. And they were like, we can't safely fly the plane unless we get all the things to read out the same shit. I think I got on my plane at about 9 that night. So I was there in that airport from like 12 to 9 almost.
Ugh. Wow, that sucks. It's
It was the
unfortunate.
fucking worst.
I had an experience on the way back that I could talk about. So we had edibles for the flight because that's fast travel if you don't know.
Mhm.
Sure.
And we had 1 chocolate bar and 1 like gummy, and the chocolate bar was enough to subdue Noah and Travis just on its own. And so I just had the whole gummy to myself, and I was like, fuck it, I might as well just absolutely go comatose on this flight because my normal tolerance is pretty low for edibles, so I don't do too much. But that was a 200 milligram edible, which is like way more than I usually do. And I was like, I'll be fine. I'm not doing anything. Like, it'll be whatever. And so at a certain point, like maybe 10 minutes into it hitting me, it hits me really hard. And it's like, I start to actually sweat so profusely that it's dripping off my forehead. And I feel like
Holy
I'm going to
shit.
shit myself and throw up at the same time. And that was about a 10-minute span where I was just sitting, staring at the fucking turned off screen in front of me, just like breathing in and out through my nose and out my mouth. Just like my fist fucking clenched, just waiting for it to stop. And then in about 10 or 15 minutes, it subsided and I coasted really easily. The only problem was I had to use my scuffed merchandise to wipe all the sweat off my fucking face, and I probably smelled like shit. But other than that, it was all right. Oh, Good lord.
PAX East. Wow. What a fucking trip. Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Great time. Great time for.
It
And,
felt
and
like
then you caught the plague afterwards.
Oh yeah. So then I got
Tell us
back,
about
and we
that.
were supposed to go to LA, and everyone's like, yeah, it's gonna be great. Then I get back, and the next day, I had, as the kids say, whooping cough. I had like straight up, like it sounded like I was dying. My throat sounded like a garbage disposal. I proceeded to
Oh.
scream every day that I was home. Everyone else was in LA gallivanting, having a good time. I was literally so sick that I was high. When I was like trying to go up and down the stairs, and I was like, ugh. Like there were 3 days, 3 days that I literally got out of bed, I streamed, and then I got back into bed and did not get out of bed again for the rest of the day. And
That
then
is
I
so
finally started
sad.
feeling better. And also now I'm at home, which is why I'm in a girl's room right now. I'm in my girlfriend's room, right? I'm now back in New Jersey. And I was like, okay, I'm flying home on the 11th, right? And so this was like on the 9th, I started to feel better. I was like, but I can't go to LA. Because if I do, I'm going to give everybody the coronavirus or whatever I have right now. I was like, everybody's going. And so I didn't go to LA, and instead I just flew home. And that was
I think
phenomenal.
I texted you. I was like, if you take the train up, I'll pick you up. And you're just like, I have the plague. And I was like, all right.
I literally
Goddamn.
could not do
Felt so
anything
bad,
for like over a week. I couldn't even drive.
Oh, man.
was
That's
good time.
fucked. I mean, at least you're better.
Yeah, no,
Big.
I'm fine now. Every now and then though, I cough like Joey Diaz or something. Like I just let out like smoker cough, and then I'm back
A
to
whoop.
normal. No, yeah, let out a whoop, exactly. But that's been what's happening. Also, funny story about you getting stuck in the Boston airport. That's what happened to me when I flew home, because
Oh.
JetBlue just sent me a notification right before I got on my plane that my connecting flight was just canceled. And
Fuck.
so then I got to
What?
Boston, and they're like, "Yeah, we're finding you a new plane." And then I'm like, "Oh, I wonder how long it's gonna be." They're like, "It'll be in 8 hours." And so then I'm flying in, and I know that I'm gonna have like a 7 to 8 hour wait for this plane, right? And then they go, as we're landing, they're like, "We're here in Boston, an hour early." And I went, "Great!"
No, that's the
Oh.
absolute last thing you want to hear.
Oh,
Ever.
my fucking God.
And so then there I sat there, and it's in the terminal with only Wahlburgers and like nothing else. So I just sat there eating 6 to 8 tubes of string cheese, staring out the window as I was still high from the edible that I took there. So I was just trying to stay awake for the following 9 or so hours that I ended up spending in the Boston airport. It was really
Oh,
I
my
hate that.
God.
You know what?
Boston so
You
much.
actually reminded me of something. I didn't remember this because it was like the absolute first thing that happened to me when I came to Boston. So I came in off the plane. First thing I see is this big fuck off Boston Bruins brewery thing. And I was like, God, people there are so obnoxious about their sports teams. And that was the first thing I saw. And I was like, ah, yes, Boston. Very nice. And so immediately I have to go to the bathroom because the entire like flight there, I was like, oh no, I can definitely hold this piss. It's gonna be fine. We're about to land, and of course they did the thing where they circle about 1,000,000 times so that they can like get a free runway or whatever. So I ended up having to hold my piss. So I really had to piss, and the first thing I did was I went to the bathroom. I like go in the stall because everything else is taken. Like it was the most packed bathroom ever, and I just see the first thing I see, joint in piss in the toilet. The piss joint.
All too familiar.
And I was
that
like,
happened to me in Australia.
I was
Yeah.
like, welcome to
Two?
Boston, baby. Piss
2 big
joint.
ones.
Rest in peace. To those
And it was
unsmoked
lit.
joints.
Like somebody had sparked it up there in the bathroom or something and then thrown it in the toilet.
Oh, well that's better though. At least they got to enjoy it. That's
No,
Yeah.
but it was
They
like
had
the
to
very
flee
no. It's like
quickly.
they hadn't smoked it. Like you could see that where it was still at like the very. It's like it looks like it looked like they had like lit it, or like were about to
Got
light it and then
scared
didn't
and threw
fully
it out.
light it, so they burnt the end of it.
Oh,
What a waste of
That's
the
ridiculous.
gods.
And it was just sitting there floating in the piss because they didn't flush the fucking toilet like a moron.
yeah. Mine happened because they were in my glasses case when we were in Australia and we just gotten to go camping. I reached into my pocket and I was like, I don't want to lose my wallet. Right when they just flew out directly into the toilet, and I was like, I literally like audibly was like, no.
Oh my god.
Then I came out of the bathroom. I was like, Cooper, you won't believe what just happened.
Yeah, that fucking sucked.
Oh, good times. That was a trip.
That trip was an
truly a trip.
experience. I'm glad I had the experience. I'm glad that I know that I never want to go to Boston again.
Oh yeah, we're not doing PAX East again.
Mm-mm.
Come to California
Yes.
if you want to see us.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
If they should just move PAX East to New York. Like, why is it?
And then make it
during
the
New York
summer.
City.
Yeah, make it during the summer for fuck's sake.
Actually-
Nobody wants to go to
actually-
Boston in the winter.
Actually, late spring. I don't want 100-degree weather with gamers.
That is true.
That is smart.
Ew. That was. The
I didn't
Boston
really
trip.
get all that much gamer stench in
We
the
didn't go
actual
in.
convention, but we didn't really walk around the floor.
Yeah, the
So-
grossest it smelled when we were at the Discord booth.
Yeah. Pretty stinky. Stinky gamers.
Might be a domestic travel ban in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be stuck here. It is.
You
what
think?
it is. Yeah, probably.
Week and a half, right?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
All right.
Race against the clock.
Hopefully, people will be too preoccupied with other shit, and so I
That's
leave it
not
open
bad.
for a little bit.
We shall see.
We shall see.
Just have Omnia charter a jet.
No.
Omnia, please save me, please.
Please save me with overwhelming debt.
I must go home, Omnia.
Just walk there. Easy.
Yeah, easy.
Just hit the fucking, what is it called? What's the coast to coast race called? Where they get a fast car and they try and go from New York to LA as fast as they can.
I know what you're talking
I don't
about.
The
I don't know.
cannonball?
I've never heard of that. It sounds cool though.
Just do that.
Yeah.
Just
just
do
rent
the
a car.
Iditarod sled race.
Yeah, rent a car and
Get a
go
team of
150
Huskies.
miles an hour.
And run across the country in spring. There's no snow. Just grinding.
There's no snow anywhere, just you were going down the highway with your fucking Huskies and just sparks flying up everywhere. That'd be beautiful.
That was the transportation method of the future.
Dogs.
Really greased dog sled.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just robot dogs, Tesla brand. They just have jets on them.
Jimble's new Trombo.
Jimble's new Trombo.
Goddard.
That took
I
me
want a
second to figure out
Goddard.
what
Can
you
I get a
said.
Goddard? That was its name, right?
Yeah.
The dog?
Yeah. What a
Yeah.
shit name. Can't even say it. Goddard.
I mean,
It's like hard to say.
The bad guy in the movie's name is Goo King. I don't know what you're looking for.
What?
The
You know,
cum
it's-
liege.
Yeah, it's Goo King. Have you not seen the movie?
What
He's
movie?
voiced
Fuck
by
no.
Sir Patrick Stewart.
Why?
I don't know. He just is.
Why? The Goo King. That's dangerously close to a slur, honestly. What are you thinking?
yeah.
Cody?
I was not
What?
thinking
You
like
gotta
that.
really
Yeah.
enunciate that space. Goo King.
You're making it worse.
There's a hyphen. There's a hyphen.
There's a hyphen.
Doesn't that mean you say it faster? Oh, shit.
There's not a hyphen. There's not a hyphen.
There's nothing funny about that.
That's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, all that sort of good stuff. Check out everybody who was on here. And sponsors. Please sponsor my podcast. Sponsor my podcast. If I say it enough times, it'll work. Sponsor. Please.
No, Smile.
No, Smile. You suck, Smile. Alright, but I guess that's it. I will see you guys next time, because I don't have a set upload schedule for this, because I just do it whenever the fuck, because this is the best podcast ever.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everybody. Bye. Bye. Bye.